This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have the classic problem of the Miele dishwasher that won't drain, and these are actually really good dishwashers that typically don't have a problem themselves, like the drain motors always work. But the drain line sometimes gets clogged. So we can see this one's just full of water at the end of the cycle, and it didn't get rid of the water. It actually has the water up at the right level, right underneath the filter handle. And what we're going to do first is try just a really simple reset and draining procedure. Very simple. Close the door all the way. You're going to press we see the intake drain lights flashing, so we know there's a problem. We're going to press this button, the start button, for about 3 to 4 seconds until the green light starts to blink. And then once you see it blink, you take your finger off of the button and then you just press it one more time, and that'll do a reset of the computer. It'll start over the cycle and it'll make the water drain from the dishwasher. It starts a drain cycle and a reset. And that oftentimes will solve the problem. If it doesn't, the next most likely culprit is the thing called the air gap, that little R2-D2 looking thing up by the kitchen faucet is oftentimes clogged. So when we tried this reset, we did not get a good result. It still was clogged up. So I took off the little silver cap. I'm going to spin off the top piece. Sometimes you'll see something stuck in this little inner tube, the small tube. And I set it to drain, and I got a little water came out and some debris came out too, like some food particles. So sometimes that's all it is, and you just put the air gap back together and it's all done. And other times there's stuff still caught in there. Every time I close the door to start a drain cycle, I get a spurt of water. What you should get is a spurt of water that's about 2 to 3 inches tall, and it should continue until all the water's gone. This one doesn't. It has a nice strong spurt initially, and then it's just really anemic, maybe half an inch tall. So that's pointing towards something still caught somewhere in the drain system. We can see the water coming into the garbage disposal, so it is draining, but it's really slow. And because it can't get all the water out in the right prescribed amount of time, it results in the computer tripping a intake drain light error. So it's helping, but it's still not getting all the water out. And this points towards something being caught below the air gap. And to fix that, it's not hard to do. All we have to do is remove the air gap and then get down underneath where the pipe comes into it and see if there's something caught there. So it doesn't take that long, pretty easy to do. So I'm just trying that reset thing again to see if I can get more water out, because maybe what I've done so far has cleared it. Yeah, some water, but still not normal, not strong enough. So what I'll do is I'll get underneath the cabinet, clear out some of the stuff, and then I'm going to spin off this air gap from the countertop and kind of push it down underneath the counter so I can get to it a little bit easier. And then I'll pull the drain tube off of it and see if I can find any kind of obstruction in there. I think there's like a seed or something caught in there. Yeah, we still got a lot of water. So it does move some, but it's got to move all the water out within about 20 seconds. So I'm using these channel locks to loosen up this air gap, and you just turn it to the left counterclockwise and it spins off. And then once this basically plastic nut is spinned off at the top, you can push the air gap down into the cabinet, and then you'll be able to grab it underneath and you can work with it. Here it comes down from the top. And what I'll do now is I'll use my nut driver to get these hose clamps off. And then when I pull it off, I'm going to see if I can see anything in there. I do see some junk caught in there, so that might be what it was. Nothing in the tube though, nothing in this blue tube. That looks clear and nice. But underneath it, it looks like there was some stuff. And when I use my screwdriver, some stuff did fall out. So this is what's called a reducer. It takes this wider aperture drain tube and makes it smaller to fit into the air gap. And that's usually where things get caught, some food particles or seeds, or I've seen like things from a date get caught in there. So I'm doing the drain cycle again. I'm draining it straight into a bucket now. And what I notice is the water is coming out really fast, really strong. So this again points toward a healthy machine. It's getting that water out of there very fast. I did this a couple of times and it fully drained within a few seconds. So the drain motor, drain system's working great, but where that reducer was taking it to a smaller aperture, something got caught just prior to the air gap. What I'm going to do now is install this drain tube the European method, where I bypass the air gap and get rid of the stupid reducer. I'm going to take the little copper tube and I'm going to connect it from the drain line straight into the garbage disposer. And there's really no reducer. It's just pretty much a straight line. And then I'm going to take the drain tube itself and I'm going to put it in a high arc where it actually goes about maybe 10 inches above the garbage disposer. And that's so that dirty water from the sink won't flow backwards into your dishwasher and pollute the dishes. So this is a great method, works way better than air gap, but you do have to make sure you put this drain tube in a high loop. So I pulled more of the drain tube out from where it was behind the cabinet to give me a more room to make this high loop. You can see this loop's going kind of behind the sink. And then I'm going to hook it straight into this black tube, and then I'll use the hose clamps to get a nice tight connection. It's really, really easy to do. If you don't have one of these little copper tubes to make as a coupler, sometimes you can actually just have this drain tube go straight onto the garbage disposer. It can be a tight fit sometimes. So now, just for aesthetics, I'm going to pull this drain tube air gap back up into the counter and put the plastic nut back on, and then put the silver cap back on. It no longer is connected, so it's just to cover this little hole that's in the counter. Some people, when they remove the air gap, then they use the hole for putting in like a soap dispenser. But these air gaps are part of California code. Premise of it is to make sure that dirty water can't back up from the sink into the dishwasher. But if you do the European style high arc, it'll do the same thing. Here's the high arc, goes up behind the sink and then down. And now this drain really did great, and I can almost guarantee that it'll never jam up again. Here's what it sounds like now, and we can see the volume of water is much faster. That's what your Miele dishwasher should drain like. So hopefully this does a trick for you. It's like 3 different possibilities on how to get your Miele draining again. And in my experience, in all the years I've been working with them, I've never replaced the drain motor. So I do not think that's the culprit. I think it's something in the drain tube. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance, and we'll send you some more Miele repair videos. Thanks again.